Imagine you receive a call from an unknown number in the dead of night. The voice on the other end whispers your deepest secrets, secrets you've never told anyone. Your heart pounds as you realize this isn't just a prank, it's a call from the grave. Welcome to the haunting tale of the cursed number. It was a stormy night when Priya received the call. The winds howled outside her apartment, rattling the windows. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, the screen illuminating the dark room with an unfamiliar number. She hesitated for a moment before answering, her curiosity getting the better of her. "Hello?" she whispered. There was a brief silence, followed by a low, eerie voice. "Priya, do you remember me?" A chill ran down her spine. She didn't recognize the voice, yet there was something disturbingly familiar about it. "Who is this?" she demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. The voice chuckled softly, sending a wave of dread through her. "You'll find out soon enough." The call ended abruptly, leaving Priya staring at her phone in disbelief. She shook her head, convincing herself it was just a prank, but deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The next day, Priya tried to put the incident out of her mind. She went about her usual routine, but the memory of the call lingered like a dark cloud. She confided in her best friend, Rowan, hoping to find some solace. "Maybe it was just someone messing with you," Rowan suggested, though his furrowed brow betrayed his concern. "You should block the number." Priya nodded, but as soon as she blocked the number, another call came through from a different unknown number. Her hands trembled as she answered. "Hello? Did you think you could block me, Priya?" The same haunting voice echoed through the line. "You can't escape." Panic set in. Priya could feel her pulse quicken, her breaths coming in short gasps. "What do you want from me?" "I want you to remember," the voice hissed before the line went dead again. Days turned into weeks, and the calls became more frequent, more sinister. The voice would recount personal details from Priya's life, things she had never told anyone. It knew about her childhood fears, her broken dreams, and her deepest regrets. She felt like she was losing her mind, unable to escape the torment. Rowan tried to help, suggesting they go to the police, but the authorities were dismissive. "It's probably just a hacker," they said. "Change your number." But even after changing her number, the calls continued. Priya felt trapped, isolated, and desperate. She began to withdraw from her friends and family, her paranoia growing with each passing day. One evening, after another unsettling call, Priya decided to investigate. She traced the origin of the calls to an old, abandoned house on the outskirts of town. With Rowan by her side, she drove to the location, determined to confront whoever or whatever was behind this nightmare. The house stood eerily silent, its windows boarded up and its structure weathered by time. As they approached, the front door creaked open, as if inviting them inside. Heart-pounding, Priya stepped through the threshold, Rowan closed behind. The interior was dark and musty, filled with old furniture covered in dust. Priya's flashlight beam cut through the gloom, revealing a staircase leading to the upper floor. They ascended cautiously, each step echoing in the silence. At the top of the stairs, they found a small room with a single, dusty chair facing a cracked mirror. Priya's reflection stared back at her, pale and frightened. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. She looked down to see another call from an unknown number. With trembling hands, she answered. "Who are you?" she cried. "Why are you doing this to me?" The voice sighed, almost sadly. "Don't you remember, Priya? This was our home. You left me here alone." Confusion turned to horror as fragmented memories flooded Priya's mind. She saw herself as a child playing with a little boy in this very house. They were inseparable until an accident claimed his life. She had blocked out the trauma, but now it all came rushing back. "I'm sorry," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I didn't mean to forget you," the voice softened. "I forgive you, Priya, but you must set me free." Priya nodded, understanding what she had to do. She and Rowan searched the house until they found a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards. Inside was a small box containing the boy's old belongings, a photo, a tow car, and a lock of hair. Priya gathered the items and went outside. Under the light of the full moon, she dug a small hole and buried the box. As she covered it with earth, a sense of peace washed over her. The calls stopped. The haunting was over. Priya returned home, exhausted but relieved. She had faced her past and made amends. Though the experience had scarred her, it also brought her closer to Rowan, who had stood by her through it all, their bond unbreakable. And as Priya lay in bed that night, her phone silent and her heart light, she knew she had finally laid her ghost to rest.